First, let's look at the victim. This is some data I captured of the Triffid Nebula, and as you can see, it's quite decent data. But if we zoom in, yeah, there is the noise. It's frizzy, it's distracting, and it's hiding some of the faint details. And I'm sure you'll agree with me, we'd all really rather that that noise wasn't there. In the red corner, we have NoiseXTerminator. It's an AI-based plugin that integrates directly into PixInsight and Photoshop, and I normally use it in Photoshop. It cost me $60 to get this software. It's famous for being fast and keeping stars sharp. And I must say, I love it because it's very, very good at what it does, and it provides very, very good and quick results. In the blue corner, we have GraXpert AI. This is an open source project. It runs standalone or as a script. It's totally free. And I've actually integrated mine into Siril itself, which is the free program that I often use to stack my images. Now, to make this all fair, I'm going to run both of these tools at the default or recommended settings first. I don't want to tweak them. I want to know what they can do just out of the box. And I'm also going to compare them to a basic manual noise reduction in Siril, just so that we can see how far AI has actually come. Okay, the processing is done. I want you to be the judge of this. I've applied the noise reduction to the linear data. That is before we stretch the image to make it bright. This is usually the best time to kill noise. Look at this on the left, image A, on the right, image B. I want you to pause the video right now. Seriously, hit pause. Look at the pattern of noise. Look at the transition between the dark background and the nebula. Which one looks more natural to you? Drop a comment below. Team A or Team B? Okay, now let's take a look at the stars. One of the biggest risks with AI noise reduction is that it thinks small stars are noise and deletes them, or it creates dark halos or ringing around bright stars. If you look closely at image A, the stars look fairly round. However, on some of them, I can see sort of red halo and a slight halo around some of them. However, it's not too bad. When I look at image B, I can still see a halo. It doesn't really seem to be that much difference. I would say very slightly the stars in image B seem just a little bit tighter, just a little bit cleaner, but there's really not that much in it at all. The other thing I can see here is that in image B, the nebulosity seems to be just slightly more defined, a little bit more detail, and I would say that the halos on the stars in image B just a little bit less, but there really is not much to go by it, although I would say there seems to be a little bit more noise left in image B. Where the cheap noise reduction usually fails, it creates what I call the plastic look. The plastic look is when the algorithm smooths things out way too much. It looks like someone painted over your photo with a wet brush, and it becomes more like a watercolor than a photo. Now you might be thinking to yourself, why does this pixel peeping matter to me? Who cares about a little grain or noise in the background? Well, I care, because I don't just post these on Instagram, I print them out. And noise is the absolute enemy of a physical product.
I've actually produced a new line of phone cases with my images on them. If I had nailed the noise reduction, this wouldn't be possible. This is printed, as you can see, on a phone case. And here's another one I've produced. This is the Wizard Nebula.
These three phone cases are the first products that I've added to my brand new shop. And if you'd like to support the channel, please grab yourself one of these phone cases. They're at a really good price right now, and free shipping as well.
So if you'd like results like these, good enough to put in your pocket and carry around with you or hang on the wall, then you definitely need to take noise reduction seriously.
Have you voted? Okay, here are the results. Image A was Graxpert and image B was NoiseXTerminator. I'm shocked to say this, but in terms of pure final image quality, the free GraXpert AI is 95% of the way there. In some areas, I actually preferred it. It's not a budget alternative anymore. It's a legitimate competitor. Now, if you thought image B looked a little grainier or had a slightly different texture, you aren't imagining things. I actually ran the numbers to prove it. I used Siril to calculate the actual background noise deviation. Look at the top block. That's our original noise. It's sitting around 19 electrons in the red channel. Now look at the bottom block, Graxpert. It brought that noise down to about 11. But compare that to the middle block, the standard Siril noise reduction actually brought it down roughly to 10. This tells us something fascinating. Graxpert is actually leaving a tiny bit more noise behind in the red channel compared to even standard tools. But here's the kicker. Leaving noise behind is sometimes better because when you strip away too much, you get that plastic look we talked about. Graxpert is choosing to be gentle rather than aggressive. So the numbers say one thing, but our eyes say another. I wanted to show you a graph comparing the noise floors of all three noise reduction tools. The free tools, easy. However, when it came to measuring the noise after I applied NoiseXTerminator, I hit a wall. Because it runs in Photoshop, I had to convert the files to TIFFs. That completely changes how the data is read. I tried converting it back. I tried rescaling it, but the numbers were lying. They weren't apples to apples. And on this channel, I'm not going to fake a chart just to make a video look pretty. So we have to do this the old-fashioned way with our eyes. Forget the graphs. Look at this dark patch. Graxpert left. You can still see a fine grain. NoiseXTerminator doesn't actually look much smoother. So I really don't think it's worth spending that extra $60 when Graxpert has done what I consider quite a good job. Now let's look at the workflow. This is where the $60 goes. NoiseXTerminator is faster. It lives in PixInsight or Photoshop. You click a button, you're done. If you're processing 50 images a month, that time soon adds up. And my final recommendation for you, if you're a beginner or on a budget, do not buy NoiseXTerminator yet. Download Graxpert, master it. Use that $60 to buy a filter or save up for a better camera. However, if you're a seasoned pro and your time is money, the convenience of the plugin is probably worth the cash. Now, noise reduction is only one step. If you want to see how I sharpened the details in that Triffid Nebula to get it ready for printing, you need to watch some of my other videos where I've talked about exactly how to process some of your images. And it may well be soon that I make another one in particular about sharpening and how to use that in your workflow. So we will come back to this again. Anyway, I hope the video has been helpful. See you in the next one.